Hi all, I'm Shreyas. Welcome to my YouTube video. In this video, I'm going to solve some basic SQL questions by using sqlpractice.com. Like if you're preparing for any job interviews or if you want to preparing for any campus placements, like solving SQL problems or understanding SQL problems is very important. Now you may thinking that we have ChatGPT and other AI boards. Why we should learn this SQL, right? If you are preparing for any job interviews, they will going to ask you some SQL questions, and understanding SQL is also very important. So it's mandatory to learn and upskill in the field of SQL. Okay, like in this video, I'm going to solve some questions by using this website. And if you should have some prior knowledge or prior experience about the SQL. For example, before starting this video, you should know about how to use select statement, how to use where clause, how to use order by clause, and some aggregate functions and joins, all those things. Like if you don't have this prior experience, like you can use some websites like W3 Schools or some other website to learn some basics of SQL. Okay, I think it's quite enough. We can start with our video. Yeah, I think we can start with the first question. Yeah, as I told, before starting this question, if you don't have, the prior knowledge about the SQL, how to use the select statement, all those things, please go to some documentation or some YouTube videos and get some knowledge about that, how to use those things. And in this video, I will try to explain you some of the concepts along with the some of the questions. And this is the website that I'm going to use. See here, this is the command that used to run a query. And for example, this is a tab to view the questions. And here we have the two databases called as hospital database and Northwind database. Okay, in this question, in this session, we're going to solve easy questions which are related to Snowflake. And both the data hospital and Northwind database will going to solve the questions. Okay, let's start with our first question that is related to hospital database. Okay, this is the first question. Okay. Yeah, they're asking us a question. First, we need to read the question. Okay, in most of the SQL interview questions, right, they will be asking a question, and you are able to know, right, how to solve the question. But in the interview, like you will be confused how to solve this question, all those things. So first of all, we need to analyze and read the question and understand the question before we are moving towards writing the queries. Okay, that's good. Yeah, first we can read the question like show the first name, last name, and the gender of the patients whose gender is M. Okay, let's first see the patient data. Okay, so I am going to do select star from patients. Okay, select star from patients, and I'm doing limit of 5. Why I am doing this is nothing but first I need to see the data, how the data is. Before writing the query, I need to see the data, right? Okay, this is the data. In data, we have patient ID, first name, last name, gender, birth date, city, province ID, allergies, height, weight, all those columns should be there. Okay. Now after seeing the data, after analyzing the data, now we can approach towards the problem. Okay. They're asking us the first name, last name, and the gender. These are the three columns I need to choose. Okay. So I am writing the query. Select first name, comma, last name, comma, gender. Okay, these are the three columns they are expecting. And from where I need to choose the data? From the patients table, right? From the patient table, I am going to, fetch the data. And they're also given one condition, right? Whose gender is M. M means only male patient's name they want, right? So for that, I can use the clause called where clause. Okay, where clause, I can filter out the records. So where gender is equal to M. Okay, I'm specifying where gender is equal to M. Is that but If I'm not going to give the where clause here, it is going to show you all the records. Okay, it will going to show you all the records, but they're expecting only their gender is M, right? So I'm going to give a filter called where clause, and in that I'm mentioning the gender called M. Okay, if I fire this query or run this query, I'm going to get the first name, last name, and the gender of the patient's table data. Okay, and the query got corrected, right? This is the first question. Hope you understood this question and way to solve the question. Hope you guys got the first question, and now let's move toward the second question. Like, if you have any doubt regarding these questions or our solution, right, you can drop your comments in the comment section. Yeah, I will try to help you out. Okay, let's move to the next question here. Let's read the question first. Show the first name, last name of the patients who does not have allergies. Okay, they're asking us to show the first name and the last name of the from the patients. First of all, let's see what are the columns they're asking. First of all, I'm doing this right statement. They're asking about the first name and also they are asking about the last name. I'm first mentioning that last name from which table? From the patient's table. They already mentioned like the table information here. Okay, it's from patient's table. Okay, the patient's table from patients. Which table? From patient's table. Okay, they're asking who does not have any allergies. Okay, what do you mean by who does not have any allergies? If you see the data here, like if we see the patient ID 1, right? If you see the patient ID 1 and his allergy column is null, means he doesn't have any allergies. Okay, so if you see the patient ID 2, is nothing but Mickey, he's having some sulfa as a allergy. Okay, so it means that he's having some allergy. So they're asking us to filter out the records or show the patient name who doesn't have any allergies. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to filter it by using a clause called where clause. You already know about the where clause, where allergies is null. Okay, where allergies is null. Okay, so it will going to show us the persons who are not having any allergies or the patients who are not having any allergies. Okay, if I execute this, then I'm going to get the first name and last name of all the patients who doesn't have any allergies. Okay, I hope you got this, the solution and also the question. Let's move to the next question. Now they're asking, show the first name of the patients. Okay, let's first use a select statement here. What they're asking, show the first name of the patients. Just I mentioned the column name they're asking. I'm just mentioning the first name. They're asking for the first name of the patients. Which table? From the patients table. From patients. Okay. From patients. From patients. Okay. Then they're asking some filter condition here. They're asking us to filter the record. Patients that start with the letter C. Okay. Show the first name of the patients that starts with the letter C. Okay, all the names of the patients which start with the letter C, you should show as output. See here, if you see the expected output here, it is nothing but the Charles, his name is start with C. Cedric, his name is also starts with capital C, and all those things. Like this, they're expecting, you know, the first names. Okay, so I'm selecting the first name from the patients and I'm using a where clause here. Where clause, and the first name always should start with what C. So how can I do that? I can do that by using, you know, pattern matching in SQL. Okay, first name like is used for pattern matching. and it should start with what? It should start with capital C. Okay. After that, it can contain anything. This is the one of the way to solve this problem. I think hope you got this question. Like what actually this one will going to do is nothing but it will going to filter out the records based upon the uh, first name. Okay. If the name starts with Charles, if the name starts with Charles, see, it will going to check whether the first name is C or not. Like if the first name is C, yeah, then it will going to show the record. Okay. If the first name is not C, for example, if I'll just give an example here. Okay. So the C is not present in the as a first letter, right? If the C is not present as a first letter, it is going to say it will not include those results. Okay. If C is coming in the first name at the first as the first letter, then it will going to show that result. Okay. So if I run this query, like I'm going to get the first name of the patients whose name starts with capital C. You got it, right? Okay. If there is a question, if there's asking a question, if the C can be present at anywhere in a name. For example, if the names like let's give you a scenario. Uh, they're asking Charles. In the Charles, the C starts with at the beginning. Uh, if the name starts like uh, just mention, just consider this example. Here, if you see the C, it is at the end. Okay, it is at the end. Let's imagine it's in capital letter. It is at the end. Okay. So if you want solve this kind of question, right? If the C is first name should be present at the end. Okay, C should be present at the end. So at that time I can give like this. Okay. So it will going to check whether the C is present at the end of the particular name or particular column name. Okay. So if there is a question like the C can be present anywhere in a name, first name. Okay. If there's a question like if the C can be present anywhere in the first name, so we can give the condition like this. Okay. It is going to check whether C may be present at the first letter, or C may be present at the last letter, or C may be present at the somewhere in the particular first name. So it will going to check for this. Okay. We have all these three kinds of wildcards in our pattern matching like operator. Okay, it's going to check for the starting letter, it's going to check for the end letter, it's going to check for the middle letter. Okay, hope you got this. Okay, let's move to the next question. Okay, in this question they're asking us the first name and the last name of the patients that weight within range of 100 and 120. Okay, they're asking us the to show the display the first name and last name of the patients that weight within 100 and 120, like whose weight is within the range of 100 and 120. Like it should, our result should include 100 and also should include 120. Okay, and all the values in between this 100 and 120. Okay, so we need to write a query to fetch the details. So they're asking us the first name. I'm just using a statement. Select first name, comma, last name. From which table? From patients table, right? The table information is patients. From patients table, where weight, where weight in the range of 100 to 120. Okay, weight between, I can use the between operator here, 100 and 120. It is a one way. Here it will going to check the weight is between 100 to 120. If the weight is between 100 to 120, then it will go into show you the results. If it is not, then it will not going to show you the result. Okay, another way of solving this is nothing but select first name, comma, last name from patients where weight greater than or is equal to 100 and weight less than or is equal to 120. Okay, there is a multiple ways to solve the problem. Okay, like you can choose your own approach. See, in this I'm going to get the first name and last name of all the patients whose weight is between 100 and 120. Okay, I hope you got this question and our solution too. Let's move to the next question. Then they're asking us to update a table. So I think now you already have a knowledge, right? How to update a table, how to select data from a table, right? Yeah. Update the patient's table for the allergies column. They're asking us to update the allergy column. If patient's allergy is null, then replace it with NKA. Okay. They're asking us if, for example, I will I will see the data. Select star from which table I want to see the data. Patients, limits of 10, right? I want to just check the data, how the data is now. So I am first going to check the data. See here, they're asking us update the patient's table. I want to update this patient table for the allergies column. We have a column called allergies here. We have a column called allergies here. If the patient's allergy is null, if we have null here, then it should be replaced with NKA. Hope you got this question. Okay, let's write some update statement now. I want to update patients set which column set allergies is equal to what I want to set it NKA, where allergies is null. So what this query will going to do? It will going to update our patients table and it will going to set allergies as NKA if the column is having allergies is null. Okay, if the column is having null, then it is going to replace it with NKA. Okay, see, this is one of the update statement. Hope you got this. Okay, let's move to the next question. Show the first name and last name concatenated into a one column to show their full name. Okay, what the question is in but set a star from patients. I'm going to show you the all the records from patients. Set a star from patients. Limit 1, limit 10. Why I'm going to do this is nothing but I'm going to see the data, like how the data is. Okay, they're asking us to show the first name, and the last name concatenated. Nothing but it should join together. Like if you see here, Donald Waterfield, right? Donald space Waterfield, like it should be joined together as a full name. So they want an output like that. We can solve this problem by using two ways. I will tell you the two ways. First one by using a pipe symbol and another one by using a concat operator. Okay, first we can solve it by using pipe symbol. First of all, I want to use a first name and I want to use two pipes like this and I want a space here. So I am mentioning a space there, space here, and I'm again using a pipe symbol and I want to join it with which name, with name, last name from which table? From our patients table. Is the one solution. Another solution is but we can use a concat. Select concat. What I want to concat? I want to concat first name and I want a space here. I am mentioning one space here, comma. I want to concat it with what? I want to concat it with last name as full name. They mention like the full name. The alias name should be full name. Okay, full underscore name. From which table? From patients. Okay, here also you can give the alias as full name from patients. Okay, these are the two approaches. It will go into concat the records, right? See here, like the first name and last name are joined together and it is named as a full name. Hope you got this. And let's move to the next question. Okay, now they are asking, show the first name, last name, and full province name of each patient. Okay, like if the province name is like Ontario, instead of on, we should mention is as Ontario. Okay, so I think we need to do some joins here. They given the two tables here, patients and the patient's names, province names. Okay, let's try to solve this. Select, okay, first of all, I am going to check the data. Select star from patients, limit 10. Okay, see, we have a first name, it is there in our patient's table, and last name, it is also there in our patient's table, and the province ID we have in our patient's table. We don't have province name here. We have a province name in which in our uh, province table. See here, for the particular province ID, we have province names. Okay, so what we want to do here, we want to join these two tables based upon the province ID so we can get the province name here. I hope you got this. So I'm solving this problem. Select first name, comma, last name, comma, province name. Province name as, okay, province, that's fine. Province name from which table? From patients. Okay, how we want to join. Okay, if you see the data in our patients table, if you see the data in our patients table, limit of 10, if you see the data in our patients table, see we have a patient, we have a province ID. Okay, if you see our data in our province names, right? If you see the data in our province names table, we have also province ID. So we can join these two tables based upon a province ID, right? So we can get the particular province name. Okay, from patients, I'm joining it by using inner join, province names. Province names. On what condition I need to join? I want to join them based upon a province ID. Okay, so province ID. First of all, before joining, we need to give a alias name. Like for patients, I am going to give alias name as A, and for province name, I am going to give the alias name as B. Okay, so the province ID is common, right? The province ID is a common column name in both our patients table and also province name table. So I'm going to use the alias name to distinguish in between them. So A dot province ID is equal to B dot province ID. So what we're going to do, it will going to compare the match the province ID between these two tables from patients and province names. If these two values are matching, then it will going to give you the output. Okay, see, like we'll going to get now we're going to get the first name, last name, and province name. Like this is the expected output. Hope you got this. Let's move to the next question. Show how many patients have birth date with 2010 as the birth year. Okay, it's from patients table. Let's see the data. Select star from patients table, limit 10. Don't be confused why I'm always doing this select star from patients limit equal to 10. It's only because I want to check the data. Okay, after that I can write the query, right? Yeah. So select how many patients have birth date as 2010. Like they're just asking a count. How many? What is a count? So I am using here count of star. But I just want a count, right? How many as the alias name. They asking us the expected output, right? Alias name as total patients. So I am using the alias name as total patients. Total patients from which table? From our patients table. From patients table. From patients table. They asking us a condition that have a birth date with 2010. From patients table where I want the year of birth date is equal to 2010. Hope you got this solution. Like what this year of birth date will going to do. The year of birth date will only going to give you the year from the birth date. If you do like select year from birth date, birth date from patients. Okay. It will going to, if you see here, like what is the output for this, it's only going to show you the year, right? It's only going to show you the year. So I am going to use this year to only filter out the birth year from the birth date. Like if you see the actual birth date, okay, it will going to show you, this birth date and birth month and the day, which day he born. Okay, I just want the year, right? So I'm just going to use year. So it will only give us the year. So it will going to give us a total number of patients who born on 2010. Okay, and this problem can also be solved by using a substring. Okay, I will also going to say how substring actually works here. Again, I am going to use select sub str. For substring, we need to mention like sub str, which column I want to use birth date, right? I need to mention the column here, and from where to where you want to trim it. Like it's like a trim. I from first starting from first 1, 2, 3, 4. Starting from first until 4, I want the output from patients. Okay, so what will going to give? It will going to give you again, the birth date. See the same output you got again, right? So again, I'm, you can solve this problem by using this method also, by using substring also. Select, count of star from patients where here I can mention where sub str of birth date is equal to 2010. This is also one of the solution, and this is also one of the solution. But if you do sub str, like we need to give it in quotes, okay? Just remember, we need to give, the output in a form quote because it's going to take this as a like a consider this like output like a string. If you execute this, then you're going to get the expected output. Okay, these are the two ways. There is much other ways. You can also try those ways to solve this problem. Okay. So if you see here, yeah, in this way also we can do like where birth date is greater than 2010, 101, and the birth date is less than 2010, 12, 31, right? They're just comparing the dates who are born on 2010, right? We can also use the between operator here. Yeah, these are the various solutions. You can use your preferred solution. Okay, let's move to the next question. That's good enough. Yeah. Show the first name, last name, and height of the patients with the greatest height. Okay. So I'm going to say you something now, or teach you something now. We have some functions, okay, aggregate functions. Like I think you all know that that's called max, min, sum, average, and so on, count. Okay. If they're asking, right, the greatest height or smallest value, highest value, right, we can use directly a min or max function. Okay. Select min of height, comma, max of height from patients. Okay, so what I'm going to get, I'm going to get see the minimum or maximum height from the patients. So if they're asking like a question, right? Show in a question they're asking, show the first name, last name, and the height of the patients with the greatest height, right? They're only expecting the patient who is having the highest height, right? So what we can do, we can directly use the max function, max aggregate function here. You got my point, right? Yeah. So I can write like select first name, comma, last name, comma, max of height. So what it will go into, it will only fetch the maximum value, maximum height from the patients. Okay, is the one way. Another way there is another way. We can use a subquery. What is subquery? Subquery is nothing but a query inside a query is called as a subquery. Okay, let's see how we can solve this by using this approach. Select first name, comma, last name, and I also want height from patients where I want a maximum height, right? So where height is equal to, I'm using a subquery here. Select max of height, G-I-G-H, height from which table? From patients table. Okay, this is another way to solve the problem. These are the two approaches. You can use anything. Okay, yeah. Let's run this. Hope you got this. Let's move to the next question. Okay, this is the in operator. I think we can solve this question by using in operator. In they're asking us a question called show all the columns of for the patients. Like they're asking us to display every column, like select star from the patients who have one of the following patient ID. They ask who have one of the following patient ID. They given some list of values. In this value, if the particular patient is having the patient ID 1, he should display the value. Patient ID 45, we need to display the value. Patient ID 534, we need to display the value, like until 1000, right? We have two this one in and not in. It is going to check whether the particular value is within our mentioned list. Okay, let's see this. Select star. They're asking every column. Select show all the columns. Select star from which table? Our patients table. Star from patients. Where I need to give the where condition. Where patient ID have one of the following patient ID. Where patient ID in, if the patient ID is in all this, patient ID is in, it will going to display the records. Okay, see, it will going to show you the all the records who's having a patient ID 145, 534, 879, and 1000. Like we have another this one, another not in. I think you also know that not in is used to display all the records which are not included in this particular list. Okay, if they don't want this patient IDs, then if you can use not in. If they want the patient ID, then you can use in as per the question. Okay, let's move to the next question. They're asking us Show the total number of admissions. Okay, they're asking us the total number of admissions. It's from admissions table. Okay, let's see. Yeah, they're asking the total number of admission. Means I'm select a star from admission limit 10. So I'm just viewing the data. It's a mistake, sorry. So star from admissions limit 10. Okay, they want total number of admission. They want all the count. How many count will be there? How many admission count will be there? Okay, so what I can do, I can, if they want all the count, I can use the count of star from admission. Okay, so if I do the count of star from admission, it will going to show us all the records which is there in admissions, right? If I run this, it will going to show the count of star as 5067. Right? Hope you got this solution. Let's move to the next question. The next question is nothing but show all the columns. They are again asking us to display each and every columns from the admission where the patient admitted and discharged on the same day. Like he admitted and he also discharged on the same day. You want those data. If you want the check the data, we can check the data. Let's start from admissions limit of 10. Limit of 10. I can check the data, right? The admission data and discharge rate should be same. So how can I write this? I can write like select star from admissions table where admission date is equal to discharge date. It's easy. Like the admission date and discharge date should be same day, right? Same. So admission date is equal to discharge date, right? Okay. Yeah, this is the solution. Then let us move towards the next question. Hope you guys are following up with me and you are solving questions along with me. Yeah. Show the patient ID and total number of admissions for the patient ID 579. Okay. He want patient ID and total number of admission for the patient ID. Okay. Let's see that. If you want to view the data, I'm going to do select star from admissions limit 10. I'm always viewing the data before writing any query. Okay, I want to view the data. That's the first step I'm going to do. Okay, they want the number of admissions and the pay for the patient ID 579. So I can use the count of star here. So let's write a query. Select patient ID, comma the total number of admissions. I just use the count of star as aliasing I'm going to use as total admissions from which table? From admissions where patient ID is equal to 579. It will going to show you the total number of admissions and the patient ID for the patient ID 579. Right? See here. Okay, it's quite easy. Hope you got this. Next question is nothing but based upon the cities that our patients live in, show unique cities that are in province ID NS. Okay, they want only unique city name which are there in the province ID NS. Right? If you want to view the data, again, do the select star from patients limit 10. I want to just view the top 10 records, so I'm just using limit. Okay, they want the unique cities. For example, if you come here city, we have Barry, then Dundas, something. If you see this Hamilton, right, it came two times, right, but it should not. It should come only once. So we can use group by clause, or we can also use distinct, right? There is two ways which are in the province ID NS, right? The province ID should be NS, it should not be ON, right? So let's write a query for that. Select distinct, select distinct. I want the city name, select distinct city from the patients. Where province ID is equal to NS, right? NS is the one way. And another way, but we can do select city from patients where province ID is equal to NS, right? Now I am going to get the cities which is having which are in the province ID NS, but I want a group, distinct records, right? So I need to group by this, group by city. If I'm grouping it by city, then I'm going to get, the distinct city names which are in the province ID NS. Uh, you know, if you look into the Snowflake query performance, always use group by clause instead of distinct. I hope you got this. Let's run this and you're going to get the cities. Okay, let's move to the next question. Okay, let's read the question. Write a query to find the first name, last name, and the birth date of the patients who has height greater than 160 and weight greater than 70. Okay, let's again start do our common steps. Let's view the data. Select star from patients. Limits 10. I want to view the top 10 records. Right? They want the height of the patient should be greater than 160. It should be greater than 160, and the weight should be greater than 70. They are asking us a two filter conditions here. You need to check the their height should be greater than 160 and weight should be greater than 70. Right? Let's write the query. They want select. They want a first name. They want a first name, last name, and birth date. Right? Like use the first name, comma last name, comma, birth date. They want birth date from which table? From a patient's table, from a patient's weight, height is greater than 160 and weight should be greater than 70. It will going to show us you know, the first name and last name and birth date from the patients who are having the height greater than 160 and a weight greater than 70. It's an easy question. I think you got this question. Yeah, let's start with the next question. Write the query to find the list of patient first name and his last name and the allergies where allergies are not null. Nothing but the persons who are having allergies, we need to display those records and those persons are from the city Hamilton, right? These are the two filter conditions they are going to give given in this particular query. Okay, let's solve this query, right? They first asked us a column names like first name, last name, and allergies. I just mentioning a column name. Select first underscore name, comma, last underscore name, uh, comma, and allergies from our patients table from patients, and they're asking two where condition where allergies are not null means allergies the persons who are having some allergies, so I'm just mentioning allergies is not null. Okay, and another filter condition is nothing but and city is equal to Hamilton. Hamilton, right? I can also give like city in, right? In also we can give, or else you can give like city is equal to Hamilton. It will going to show us the expected result. Hope you got this. It is another easy approach. I think so. Easy question also. That's good. Okay, we completed I think all the questions in hospital database, right? Let's solve some questions related to North Wind database. Let's move. Okay. Northwind database, I want easy questions. Yeah, we have almost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 questions in this Northwind database. Let's solve it. Hope you guys are very interested to solve these questions along with me. If you want a hands-on experience, if you want to skill up in a SQL, right? You want to solve all the SQL questions. You want to practice the SQL questions every day, at least on 15 minutes every day, so you can skill up in SQL. Hope you understand my point. Yeah, let's move to the next question. Show the category name and description from the categories table sorted by category name. I think now you are really capable to solve some basic or easy SQL questions. I think you are able to solve these SQL questions now. Okay, let's see. First, we can see the table, how the table data is. Select star from categories table, and I'm going to check the first 10 records, how the data is. Okay, they're asking us the category name. Select category underscore name, and they're asking us the description, comma, description from categories. From category table, they want the category name and description from categories, and the table sorted by category name. Sort means we need to use order by clause. Just remember, guys, if you're not aware, sort means we need to use order by here. Order by. In order by, we have two types, right? ASC for ascending order and desc is used for descending order. Okay, if you're not going to specify ascending or descending, it's automatically going to take ascending order. Okay, from categories and sorted by category name, right? So I'm using order by category underscore name, right? So it will going to show you the values, like select category name, description from a categories table, ordering it by category name. If I'm not mentioning like ASC or DSC, it's automatically going to take ascending order. Okay, they are not provided like ordered by descending or ascending. They're not mentioned like that. They just mention order it. We just order it. Okay, so it will go into order, right? It's easy question. Let's move to the next question. Is show all the contact name, address, city of all the customers which are not from Germany, Mexico, Spain, right? Which are not from Germany, Mexico, and Spain. Like they are like a list, right? I think you already remember. I already taught you, right? If there is a kind of list, kind of things like if you want to check in a list, right? We want to use something, right? We can use in or not in, right? They are mentioning like which are not in, not from means we can use not in. We want to fetch the customers names who are not from Germany, Mexico, or Spain. How we can do that? First of all, first of all, it's very better to view the data before solving the problem. Like if you are not comfortable with the data, let's view the data. First of all, let's view the data from a customers table. Select data, select star from customers, limit of 10. Okay, limit of 10. Like here I'm going to see the customer ID, company name, contact title, address, city, region, country, phone, fax, everything. Okay, so what they're asking me the contact name. Select contact name, comma, address, comma, city from our customers table, where they are not from Germany, Mexico, and Spain, where country not in Germany, Mexico, or Spain, right? Where country not in Germany, Mexico, or Spain. Okay, this is one of the solution for this problem. Okay, okay, because it's showing there's no question selected because I already solved this problem. Check. This is the solution. Hope you got this. Let's move to the next question. Okay, sorry guys. Yeah, yeah. They're asking now, show the order date, ship date, customer ID, freight of all the orders placed on 2018 February 26. Okay, the data is from orders table. First, let's view the data. Select star from customers limit 10. I'm also already always going to use top 10 records. Okay, now let's the query. What they want, select order date. They want order date. We have order date here, and they also want a ship date. We have a ship date, and they also want a customer ID, customer underscore ID, and they also want a freight, FREIGST, freight from our orders table, from orders. The order should be placed on 2018 February 26. Okay, okay. I want to view the orders table. Sorry, yeah, orders table. A order placed on 2018 February 26. Okay, the order date should be on this date. Okay, orders where order date is equal to 2018 February means it's just 02 and 26 because we don't have any February like that. We just have a numbers like 07, 06 and all those things. Like for February, we are using 02. Okay, if I fire this, I'm going to get the expected records. Hope you got this. Let's move to the next question. Okay, they want employee ID, order ID, and customer ID, and required date, ship date from all the customers. Okay, the ship date is later than the required date. Like for example, see here in the expected output, like if the customer is expecting that order on 21st of August, but the ship date of the order is 23rd of August. We want to fetch all the records whose ship date is later than the required date. You got my point, I think. Let's solve this. Select employee ID, comma order ID, comma customer underscore ID, comma required underscore date, comma ship date from orders table, from orders where ship date is later than the expected date, where ship date means ship date and greater than required date. Okay, it's going to show you the expected records. Okay, hope you got this. Let's move to the next question. Show all the even or numbered order ID from the orders table. You know the logic for an even number. For example, if any number is completely divided by 2 is equal to 0, but the remainder is 0, it is nothing but it is a even number. You know that, right? This logic. You want to use the same logic here. I want the order ID, select order ID from orders table, from orders where order ID modulus of 2 means it will going to check whether it's completely divided by 2. If the modulus of order ID is equal to 2, then that is completely divided by 2. So I want those records. Okay, let's run this and you got it correct. Hope you got this. Let's move to the next question. Okay, now here they want show the city, company name, contact name of all the customers from cities which contain the letter L in the city name. L may be contained anywhere in the city name. Okay, it may be contained at the beginning, it may be contained at the end. I think in the previous database, right, I think hospital database for patients, we already discussed about this. L can be present anywhere, the pattern matching, and it's sorted in the contact or by the contact name. Okay, hope you got this. Let's solve the questions. Select. We want a city name, city column, and company name column, and also contact name column from the customers table, from customers. Okay, from our customers table, where city T like. Okay, how the city should be. The name of the city may contain L. Okay, may contain L. The L can be in a anywhere in a city. But if you see here, it starts with capital L. If you see the second output, the L is in a smaller case. Like if I use like this, like if the where city is like small capital L, it only check for the capital L. So I want to check for both capital L and small l. So I need to just uh, while comparing the data, while filtering the data, I'm just using upper class, upper of city. Okay, what it going to do if the city name is like this one, if the city name is like let's say Bangalore. Okay, if the city name is Bangalore like this, Bangalore. If I use upper here, it will going to convert everything in a capital letter, Bangalore. So I also use the capital case here, capital L. So it will going to check the matching letter is there in the particular city. Okay, if I check L here, means it will not show me the capital expected record because L is there here, but it is just in a small case, right? Like if you want to check for both small case and uppercase, like we can use this, we can convert it into the city name into the uppercase or lowercase, and then we can check whether there is a particular city name, city column that will consist of a letter called L. Okay, the city like L, and it is sorted by the contact name. Contact name sort is nothing but order by contact name. Like if you not mention anything, it's ascending order. Okay, let's run this, and this is the expected result. Okay, next question. Okay, in this question, they're asking us show the company name, contact name, fax number of all the customers that has the fax number. Remember, all the customers. Let's see the data first. Select star from the customers limit 10. See, if any customers is having a fax number as null, I should not show that value. I I want to show the values of the customers who is having the fax number. I think you already know the solution for this. Let's solve this question. Select company name, comma contact name, comma fax from customers where fax is not null. Means it will always if the fax is having a not null value, it will going to show the results. Okay. Hope you got this. Let's move to the next question. Okay, now they're asking us another question. Show the first name, last name, hire date of the most recently hired employee. Most recently hired. What is the meaning most recently hired? Okay, I think you may know this solution already. Yeah, I already told you about max and min. We can use a min or max function here and we can solve this particular problem. Select, select first name, comma last name, comma max of hire date. Max of hire date is nothing but it will going to show you the latest hire date. Hire date from employees table from employees is the one solution. And the solution is but we can also use a subquery here. Is a subquery like select first name, comma last name, comma hire date from employees where hire date is equal to, I'm using a max statement here. Select max of hire date underscore date from employees. So what this max will do, I think you already know this, but anyhow I'll explain. If you in this select max of hire date from employees, and it will going to give you the maximum hire date. Like this is the hire date, right? It will going to show you the value of first name, last name, and hire date of this hire date. It will only compare this hire date. Okay. So these are the two solutions. We can use any solutions. Okay. Let's move to the next question. Show the average unit price rounded to two decimal places and the total units in stock, okay, and the total discontinued products from the products table. Okay, yeah, we are not aware about the products table. Let's see the data. Let's start from products, limit 5. Okay, what they want now? They want the average unit price rounded into the two decimal places. Okay, let's use the select statement now. Select. They want unit price. We have a, do we have a column called unit price? Yeah, we have a column called unit price here, right? We want average. They mentioned like average. We have a aggregate function called average. I think you already know it. We use the average of unit price. I'm going to use the average of unit underscore price rounded to two decimal places, right? What is the rounded to decimal places? We can just use the round. How many places? Two decimal places. It should be named as average price. I'm going to name it as average price with the alias name. Just giving alias name, comma, the total units in stock. Total is limit sum. Units in stock. This is the column, sum of this column. Okay. Sum of units in stock. Okay. And alias name for this is nothing but total stock. Total stock. And we have total discontinued product. Total is nothing but sum of discontinued products, sum of discontinued as total discontinued. Okay, from products table. Okay, this is the thing. I hope you got this. They asking us the average unit price. Average is nothing but we can use a aggregate function called average, but they're asking us to round it to two decimal places. If they're asking us to round it to two decimal places, we can use round function. Two means for two decimal places, we can just mention two. Okay, this is the alias I had given as per the expected output. Okay, we can give the alias in a two ways. Like we can also mention like as like that. For example, sum of unit price as total stock, sum of discontinued as total discontinued, like that we can mention. Hope you got this. Also, another way is this is the way. Okay. Hope you got this question. Let's execute. Yeah. Then move to the next question. Okay. Yeah. I think we solved, all the easy SQL questions. Yeah, all the easy SQL questions for both the database called Northwind and also the hospital database. I think you also solved all the questions along with me. Hope you enjoyed this video. Yeah, if you want me to solve more questions or related to SQL, and please let me know in comments. And yeah, in the next coming video, let's try to solve medium and hard SQL questions. I think you are exciting to solve that question. Yeah, That's all for the day. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Bye.